I'm not going to law school because I'm not smart enough. Okay, that's the truth, because I didn't have the correct study habits back then when I first started college, and I don't have them now, and I don't know how to start those study habits to where I could be successful in law school. And when I was studying for the LSAT, that's when I kind of realized that I was like, hold up, I might not be intelligent enough. And it's also about timing. And as of right now, it's just not the right time. It's just not, and I don't want to force myself into something when it's not the right time. It's not something I can do. It's not attainable at the moment. And another thing was like finances and undergrad. Okay, cool, but going to a grad school or going to law school and paying those tuition fees and things such as that, it just doesn't seem realistic. And having to have a job and such, because obviously I need a living, I need to make a wage to like support myself. And when I just thought about that, I was like, hold up, I may not be able to like do this. I may not be able to focus on this right now. So my backup plan is probably to be like a paralegal or so, or legal assistant. So that's sort of like where I'm at. And it's also like when I was trying to like do the LSAT and all that, I couldn't figure out my study habits. I couldn't figure out how to study. I think when I took the LSAT, I only studied for like 32 hours total. Like, that is terrible. Like, I knew better. And that's when I kind of knew that I couldn't go to school for law. Like, if I can't sit there and study the correct way for the LSAT, just imagine if I would have went to law school and flunked out the first year. Like, it just wasn't attainable. And also, I took the LSAT for free, and I feel as if me taking it for free kind of made me realize that I was taking advantage of just my resources, but also the resources were out there for me. But it kind of made me feel some type of way. I was like, dang, I'm doing this for free and I can't even study correctly. But sometimes it's just timing and time management. And I was working full time. I think when I was trying to study for this, I was working full time, and I was going to like college full time. Like, I was in 16, so at 15 hours or something, or 18. I don't remember. I don't recall. I have to go back and look at my transcript. But that was kind of another thing. Like, I didn't have enough time to study because I couldn't fit it into my schedule because I had terrible time management. And thinking of bringing that into a grad program or just like any sort of law program, that's not going to fly. And another thing was, I didn't have any recommendation letters or references and such. I'm kind of going off my notes because sometimes I be forgetting what I'm saying when I'm nervous. But I didn't have any recommendations, like, at all. I didn't network when I was in college, and it took me like 7 years to finish college. Like, I went and got my associates, cool, and then I got my bachelor's, okay, but it still took me like 6-7 years or so because I did take like a break or something. But that was another thing. I had no references. I don't know who I can use as a reference. I don't know who I can use as a recommendation letter. I have nothing, like literally nothing. Like, I don't even know where to start. And that's another thing about how like sometimes the system is like made for a lot of people to fail. And that was kind of like where I was at, because I didn't even know how to get recommendations. As of right now, I kind of do, I kind of don't. It's just like I should have started out when I was younger, but you're never too late. But that was another thing. Like, I had no recommendations, and that kind of helped me back. Another reason why I didn't apply, because I was like, I don't know who to ask. I don't know anyone. My professor kind of said that. One of them said that he may write me one, but it was kind of like, you know, like, that's not enough regardless. And it was just more of, I need to get out there and network more if I did want to go like to law school, because yeah, I don't have any recommendations and things such as that. I didn't reach out to anyone when I was like younger, and as an adult, that's super hard to do. Also, like, I kind of want to make money off social media. I kind of want to do social media, and I know like when you're in like a grads program or any sort of school, they don't really like that. and I kind of want to be on social media. I kind of want to make social media as like a part-time career, you know? Like, I'm not saying I want it as my full-time job, but it's a stepping stone. And that was another thing I was worried about. I'm like, I have a digital footprint. I'm not saying my digital footprint is like terrible or bad. There's nothing terrible, but it's still a digital footprint. And some employees and schools don't like that at all. And that was like another concern. I was like, wow, yeah, I kind of want to do social media. But I also do want to continue down like trying to be a paralegal or legal assistant, but more towards paralegal. So I probably will start looking into that first. I want to do that first. If I do like think about going into like law school later on, like when I'm 30, I'm 26 now, so I have 4 years to figure that out. That is something I would rather do first, is like be a paralegal and work more in the legal field to actually basically make sure I want to do that, because that's a lot of money being invested into a career, and you turn out you don't want to do it like when you're about to graduate. So that's something that I'm also taking into consideration, is like, girl, make sure, because you'll be in a lot of debt because you don't have the GPA to like get these out amazing scholarships and grants and stuff to go to school. And that kind of affected me because I didn't work as hard as I should have, and it kind of set me back. But I'm not going to dwell on the past. There's ways to fix that. There's ways I can get into law school. There's ways I can go about that, even with like a lower type GPA for a law school, or even going to grad school. Like, there's ways to go about that, because not everyone has the best GPA and they get into like really good schools and things such as that, you know. But it's just something to think about if you're like still in college, to make sure you keep your GPA up, especially like when you're like trying to go into a new career or any career, or like if you're trying to go to a grad school. Just keep that in mind. Like, it's not always attainable to have like a high GPA, but if you can, just do it. Don't slack. Do not slack. But I know like mental health and all that plays a huge role. And hopefully I get a better study habit down and I start to study better. But right now I just want to practice on getting my paralegal certificate and being a certified paralegal first, and taking those steps, which would be like a few $1,000s, you know, to get everything certified and being a notary and all that. So that's kind of like my next steps. But also I want to do social media as well, and I want to like just connect with people that kind of understand what I'm going through, and how like you're not ready for law school at the moment, and it's okay. Like, I want to connect with people more on that level about that, because I know I'm not the only one. Like, I always say that I'm not the only one, because it's true. Like, I'm not. So I don't know. Hopefully in the future or near future I figure out exactly what my next steps or plans will be, but I just have to take it one day at a time, literally, until I can figure out like what I want to do next. And also think about law school. I didn't know where I wanted to go. Like, I had no idea like what state or what college I wanted to go to, like, at all. Like, I couldn't even figure that out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend all this money on these LSAT preps and applications, and I don't know not a single place I want to go. And I know, like, since I signed up and have an LSAC account, there's like all these schools like emailing me and such, but it's still like I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything, and that's also a factor. Like, yeah, but I don't know. I guess I'll see what the future holds. But as of right now, I'm just gonna continue like to work a 9 to 5. No, not really, but I'm just gonna continue to work and try to take vacations and just clear my mind, because at first I was kind of depressed. I was kind of bummed about not having the requirements to go to school, but now I'm just kind of like, I can't fix that. I can't fix something right now such as that. So I'm just gonna just relax and chill out and like stop spazzing out. What do they say, crash out? Yeah, So I'm trying to not crash out. But overall, I kind of got over that spell where I was depressed about it. But like sometimes I'll think about it and go back to like, dang, I should have did this, but then I'm like, I can't change the past. So yeah.